and the little particulars, which I think make the biggest difference. I wanted it a certain way, and TD Kart was very, very accepted and very, came with open arms and pretty much doing whatever I wanted them to do, and the testing was going so well that I said, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to launch the kart, and we're going to try to launch it in Vegas. And I said, because I was confident. I had a lot of confidence in the material, and I said, we're going to go for it. There's no bigger stage. There's no better race to show up to Vegas with a new thing, because a lot of buzz, there's a lot of press and everything else. So, to be honest, those months from, I would say, June to leading up all the way to La Rock to Rio were absolutely insane, in the sense of I was working 14 to 16 hours every day, just nonstop, ordering like just random things, compressors and getting a generator. Everything that you need to run a race team, and then also to have your own kart brand, get pictures of the kart. Just every little thing that I think maybe some people might take for granted when, they're an importer or whatnot, where the importer sends them the price list, sends them all the pictures, or they can just share all the, the social media stuff they do and just say, yeah, we're the importer of America, this is our kart. When you have your own brand, you have to do absolutely everything, from your suits, from your apparel, to be honest, after those,
that first run was fantastic.
Yeah, and that is the prime example of me literally just probably having zero time, then sending me a proof, me looking at it, yep, it's black and it's white and it says GFC. And I was probably more, concerned with, we had the right sponsors on it, perfect, run it. And then, we turned up with suits that looked like we had a big black male member on the suit. It's like, and I remember we got the suits, we had signed Matias Ramirez on and Cole Bailey and all them, and when they all showed up a week before we went down to Rock to Rio, and we did a team test, and it was really the first time any of these drivers, it was the first time any of these drivers had driven the go-karts, because, before then it was just me doing all the development. And they got, I think it was, we had Mattia Madami with us, and we actually went to Sweet Tech. We came from Sonoma, and we went straight to Sweet Tech to drop off some engines, and those kids, they were staying at my mom's house with us, and they went straight home. And my mom had called me like, yeah, the suits came in, and I'll have all the boys try them on. I'm like, all right, cool. And then we're at Rain, and my mom calls, and I'm like, it's kind of strange. I just heard from her an hour ago. She's not one to call quite a lot. And she's like, Gary, we got a problem. Now, I automatically think, like, what did these little shits do? And Matthias is already a little bit of a troublemaker. What did Matthias and Cole do? Like, what did they break? What car did they run into in the driveway? A million things are going through. She's like, the suits, Gary. The suits. And I'm like, what? And she's like, I'll just send you a picture. She couldn't even say it, right? And she sends me a picture. I'm like, oh, man. Oh, man. And then she's like, what are you going to do about it? I'm like, well, what can we do? It's not like we can put a big black piece of tape over and put censored or something. Like, what can we do about it? We're just going to have to rock it. It's like, we can't get new suits. And, so if anyone knows, I'm sure it was.
I'm trying to find a picture right now to post it.
Well, I have a great one of Matthias. Actually, luckily.
Is that the one
we
with
won
your arm
the
around
debut? Yeah, there's that.
And he's holding a wine bottle?
Well, no, there's one where he's holding a check. After winning the race, he's holding the check on the podium. So it's basically, you can only see his head, and then from, his belt lying down, and the belt lying down is all what you see is the big black member, and it's like, oh my gosh, we couldn't have got that more wrong if we tried, and like, and people are like, what are you doing? Oh my God. And I'm like, dude, literally OMP sent me this proof. And then even the OMP guy showed up to Vegas and he's like, man, how did we get that so wrong? And I'm like, okay, I'm glad you guys are realizing, well, I mean, I can't blame it on him because I'm the one who signed off on it. I take full responsibility, but like, how did we both get it so wrong? Like, wow. But I guess, I mean, if you got one of those suits, you're going to have, well, hopefully, the GFC car brand will be around for many years to come. And if you have one of those original suits, they'll be like, hopefully it'll be like a Track Magic owners group. Be like, I got an original GFC suit with the big old black, whatever big member on it or whatever you want to call it.
That's right. So for those that haven't seen the suit, I need to try to paint a visual picture for them. It's basically your initials, GFC, down the right side of the suit, and the C is just curled off and away all on its own. Right about the midway.
Well, no, I think it's no, it's actually the S. It's the top of the S. And
is it the top of the S?
It was bad. Yeah, it was bad. And then obviously the next run of suits, we fixed it. And then everyone was like, hey, man, you fixed the suit. Why'd you fix the suit, man? And I'm like, well, I mean, we did come out with a mini cart now, so I can't little kids running around with a suit like that, man. Like, come on.
It's so funny because I did it when I first saw the picture. I'm looking at it. It's like, I can see you doing that. And then I can more see you not doing that. And then I remember people calling the shop. It's like, have you seen Gary's suit? I go, I have. And he's like, is he for real? I go, yeah. I go, I don't know what to think about it. And then when you had told us, it's like, yeah, you just missed the proof on it. It's like, oh, that's it. That's even a better story. Because then it's not.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm almost embarrassed, like, that people thought I'd, like, have that much, I don't know, like, thinking people, like, to think I'd have that much ego to do something like that. Like, I mean, like, no way would I ever think, like, oh, I'm that big and bad that I'm going to put that on my own driver's suit. Like, no way I would do that. And it was just, it was a major mistake, like, this growing pains mistake. And I mean, at least the carts performed well. We didn't necessarily not perform well, and we had a terrible looking suit. Yeah. At least we performed well, and maybe hopefully got people to forget about the suit.
But again, that's just going to be another great memory for you. You're going to look back in 5, 10, 15 years, and it's like this suit.
Yeah, no, I have one with my name on it, and my OMP has been a really big supporter of mine for a very long time, and they offered me to do, because I didn't even order one for myself, because naturally, why do I need one? I don't drive anymore. But they're like, yeah, we'll send you one with your name on it too, free of charge and everything. So I'm actually kind of glad I have one too, because hopefully 20 years from now, I'll have it hanging up in an office, and every time I can look at it, have a little laugh about it.
The GFC owners group.
Yeah. Let's hope we get to that. I mean, that's the goal. I mean, I didn't start this company just to be, a flash in the pan and to say I did it. I mean, I'm always trying to look at the long run and doing things the right way, and not trying to look for the quick buck, and try to develop and be something that maybe no one's ever seen. Try to do things differently and try to raise the game, and hopefully we can do that. I got a lot of great people around me. I think I would say it a million times, and I'll say it a million times more. You're only as good as the people that you surround yourself by, and I'm super lucky to have a lot of great people that have been helping me along the way and that are part of our team right now. And I just I just hope to keep the ball rolling and keep on progressing from where we are at right now.
Yeah, no, it's really been neat watching you work, because it's pretty easy to put your name on anybody's cart, but being able to see kind of behind the scenes, and you're working on certain projects, and I'm nosy as hell, and I don't like to work, so I'd rather just, hey, what are you doing? But watching you work on some of the stuff on the carts, it's like, hey, why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? And it's like, and then your reasoning for it. It's like, oh, well, we're trying to address this issue to make it better, or we're trying to do this and make it better. And it's, I mean, you can see people with an attitude that just, oh, I'm just an importer. That's how it came. And I really like watching your approach, where it's like, no, I'm going to try to make every aspect better. And I mean, best of luck to you. I mean, you have some great momentum going right now. I mean, your shifter squad is kicking some ass. If you ever need a Masters guy, I mean, I do own a Tibby cart or TB. I mean, that kind of makes me like a involuntary member of the team, right?
Yeah, I mean, we just have to put graphics on it with GFC, but I mean, there's no question that TB Car and myself have a very strong relationship, and we work together hand in hand. I mean, the things that they find there with Simone and Brenna over and his team in Europe are being, all the information that I'm seeing in developing over here is going straight to him, and all the information that he's getting over there is going straight to me. I mean, it was one of the big reasons why I did decide to go with TB Car also. I mean, we already kind of established that shifter cart, with development with the 32 millimeter that I was a huge part of developing, actually, the very first TB 32 millimeter shifter cart. And I mean, there's no question, and it's no secret that the GFC shifter card now today is very more along the lines of what we did back then in 2014. So, I mean, yes, TB and I have a great relationship. Yes, there are many similarities in our carts, and yes, I mean, you can say they're more or less a part of the same family. But
yes, I'm a factory driver. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say, I guess I wouldn't say we work extremely closely with the TB Kart USA guys. Obviously, we were very cordial, and we were all good friends. But I usually just use all my technical, or get all my technical advice, or bounce off technical ideas with the factory over there in TB. And then we obviously have different vendors, building different components for our different carts, and we all work, in unison together to develop every aspect of the product, being the braking system, or even things like seats. We have a great relationship with the Greyhound seats over in Europe, and we've even developed new cadet seats with them, and to kind of suit our needs here in the States. And we work very hand in hand with New Line radiators to try to combat a little bit of the higher temps that we see here in the U.S. And then obviously we have people that we work with, like KG, supplying with our bodywork and our steering wheels and things like that. And then there's various other vendors that we use, for our magnesium components and everything. So we're always working with them hand in hand with myself and TB together to try to develop the best product possible that we can deliver to our customers.
Yeah, it's just really neat watching the evolution. You got some really cool stuff in the works, and that part's neat to see. I'm gonna rewind way back, because you were talking about, this goes back a couple of episodes. You were talking about Randy Neal and Tom and PCH. And I wanted to make a comment back then, but I didn't want to cut in. But as you were going through your list of sponsors and your current supporters for your project, etc. Then you also have, is it minus 271 is your driver
273
glove of
minus
choice?
73. Yes.
Oh, 273.
Yeah,
I was
minus